Hello there, commanders, and welcome. Welcome back. Today, no surprises, at least with the game itself, because no mods are involved, other than the UI mod, obviously. So yeah, smooth sailing. Also, the problem from yesterday has been resolved. I've been able to view the replays, and I will at some point later. I'll see what I will do with that, but I'll try to cast those replays as quickly as possible and bring them to you. Maybe I'll just record like a long, stream long video. And maybe even released as a premiere. Oh, there we go, that's an idea that I just came up with. That'll be the solution. Anyway, we are here in the Conquest tournament that I present to you. Bracket off. That's what it looks like. Pasha had electricity issues. That's why he gave up this match. Dropped over here, he'll fight a 5th place match versus whoever was this quarterfinal. And obviously the winner of the quarterfinal faces Wargoat, previously known as Pigman, in the semifinals. And then Mirovoy versus Atras in the other semi-final. Already ongoing, they have just started, but I have already received a replay from these two guys, so we're about to go into that as soon as I download it, which just give me a while. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's because of the UI mod. Let's go. Got Stretch Craven Tail. And I think that's the new one. Whatever his name was. I remember the name, but apparently my internet is lagging. Come on, stay alive. It's back to being fine. Well, it's okay, it's just loading. Besides, you don't see the loading because I am a noob. OBS, hello. Only once the loading finishes, there we go. Okay, so we have Fresh Craven Tail, a wizard, and 2... I think that is a wizard. And 2 mutant rat augurs. Is that correct? That's Warlock Engineer, who is a wizard. Cleansing Ruin. We got those mutant rat augurs. And then just Storm Vermin and some Skaven Slaves to soak up the damage. Plague Monk, Sensor Burst. We've got double Noblar Scrap Launcher. There's plenty of forests here to provide cover. So they should be shooting like down here at exposed targets, like for example the Storm Vermin. Doomfly is probably one of the best ideas. We got this guy. Blood Vultures, so a new flying unit for Ogre Kingdoms from the DLC. Plugging in. I mean, I don't honestly think that Ogre Kingdoms needed a flying units, because flying units are the best at, especially cheap, numerous ones like this one. They're going after backline of ranged units, but Ogre Kingdoms already had the best punching through power in the game when it comes to just punching through the front lines and going after the backline of archers or on any ranged units. So was that unit really necessary? Other factions could really use those flying units because they lack that ability and whatever. Also, still, factions should have strengths and weaknesses. I guess Ogre Kings are just now even stronger. Doomflyers versus the Nobler Scrap Launcher. Wonder how that interacts, but there is some damage being dealt. There we go. Oh, they're punching it down quite efficiently, actually. Bloodlines are being drawn. We've got more fan cavalry charging in. Doomflayers getting most of the charging damage. Blood Vultures landing the Skaven Slave Spears, just dealing no damage with the charge whatsoever. And now Doomflyers crashing through, and they are dealing that damage. Half of the unit already gone. More fan cavalry, another unit going after the muted rat ogres. They are anti-large, no, they aren't anti-large, they are armor piercing. But that is going to be quite effective against muted rat ogre, because all it is about is just having high damage per hit. Works alright in here, but anyway, we've got more happening in the center. Lord versus Lord battle. Infantry line versus infantry right. Piggyback riders plus noblars. Piggyback riders are anti-large, so not gonna happen. Not gonna help much here. And the scrap launchers could target these big blobs of infantry. Storm Vermin with halberds surrounding the Ogre Kingdom Legendary Lord. Noblars to the rescue. Yeah, Noblars to the rescue, but Doomfly is coming in, denying that rescue, and is gonna go down. Here the engagement is roughly equal, but I still think it favors Skaven. And the Rat Ogres are still pretty much full HP. More fan cavalry, not really. These guys though, the Iron Fists, are full HP. And unless the catapults start pulling their weight, I don't think the Ogre Kingdoms can really turn it around. Although difference in gold value is not that big yet, but Skaven with quite a bit of a clear advantage. And artillery just unable to shoot, they just refuse to shoot. What they could do is just alt-click on the ground and force them to shoot that way. I think when you do that, the artillery just shoots, disregarding any friendly fire. But why they don't want to shoot here? I actually don't know. Kinda weird. The Ogre Kingdoms are just straight up kinda screwed. The Butcher of Grain Maw does have a spell. Nope, that could turn the battle around. Troll Guts definitely aren't that spell. Could be using the Morphcan Cavalry with great weapons. These guys are anti-large, but they were nowhere near the bit of the Rat Ogres. Not that it would matter that much anyway. The Skaven waves of infantry just soaked up damage perfectly, and the storm vermin did the rest with the halberds. It is not cleansing ruin, and the mutant rat ogres shattering the butcher. And there you go. A Pyrrhic victory, wouldn't call it that. Was pretty clear to me. So that is 1-0 for Anglo. Let's see if we have another replay. We do have another replay from this one. So we might as well continue and see how that develops. Character development in the Discord. There we go. So this is the draft. So Angle is one con, and go through Starbreak is Sabris Regnum. They didn't bother setting up their nicknames to make it easier. So we've just seen the first battle between Skaven who won and Ogre Kingdoms who lost. And then the next battle is going to be High Elves versus Greenskins. Maybe I'll just stick with the little two. Greenskins. And the map pool, well, the map was Forest of Shadows, which is map number 1. And now the map will be Pillar of Bones, which is map number 3. All right. So quite an elite army out of High Elves. And that is a Mage of Beasts, right? And a Mage of Life that you usually see paired with Imrek. Or even not a Mage of Fire, which is also quite a popular choice. And Imrek also has some... I think he can imbue weakness to fire with his Starlance ability. Well, on the other side, we've just got a generic Night Goblin Lord, I believe it is. And then a Night Goblin Shaman. But we've got 2 Colossal Squeaks, some Mangler Squeaks, 4 units of Chariots, and some more Squeaks, and some more Wolf Riders, and just barely 4 units of Goblin Infantry. So these Swords Masters of Hoeth, who are a great anti-infantry unit, they don't really have much infantry to kill. So we'll see how they deal. Mangler Squeaks, they are anti-infantry though. So are the Night Goblin Squeak Poppers, and that is the Vindicative Good Old Glare, aimed beautifully down the side of the Sword Masters of Hoeth. So a very strong start from the Goblins, and from draft perspective, they are definitely favored. The Goblins aren't going to hold long. It's not like they're holding the front line for anything really. More for the cavalry to charge the spearmen in the back, or enable them to go after the archers. We've got Flock of Doom upgraded in a single unit, so not the best cast. Well, now the Snorting Palm Wagons also got a little bit of the damage from it. It's a very spread out battle. The Snorting Palm Wagons, well, why is being called, but Snorting Palm Wagons, as any other chariots, they need to keep moving. Whereas they're getting a little bit bogged down. But there we go. Lofen Seaguard achieved absolutely nothing. Already overwhelmed. The archers, they won't be allowed to shoot for much longer. Imrek with a breath, deleting the Goblin Wolf Riders, but it's not very much a high value target. On the other hand, what else would you brief on really? The Coastal Squeaks aren't really going to be bothered by the dragon, and I guess Imrik will just need to carry this. Imrik could potentially take on both of the Coastal Squeaks. Yeah, I can see that happening. He can fly up, he can cycle his charges. He doesn't have the Star Lance, which is quite a powerful ability. But then that still leaves all the other units. And where's his mage? Already dead? Yep. Chasing the Snorting Pump Wagons. There's a mage on horseback, so that's at least a little bit of good news for the High Elves. Meaning the mage will be able to be kept safe. There's another Wa finishing off what's left of High Elves, but yeah, High Elves just absolutely outdrafted here. Quite an unconventional greenskin build, and a mage getting sniped, very accurate with negative glare. Going for a pretty good cast of Flock of Doom now, hitting 3, 4, 5 units. But looking at the value left on the field, it is definitely too late. And was it a forfeit, or did it just break? I don't think Imrik could break with half HP even if everything else is dead. But there was no saving this battle. So we are at 1-1. And do we have a third? Yes, we do. Literally 1 minute ago. They're fast. Because they know what they're bringing, and they're just bringing it. So this one is going to be Beastmen versus Tomb Kings. And the map is Grey Mountain Stables, which is map number 2. Well, let's go. Alright, whoa, I was like, wait a second, I'm an observer. I should be able to see the army, but there it is. The minimap comes in clutch. Anyway, just looks like a bunch of low-tier beastman infantry. Yeah, some gun riders and some gore herds. That's about it. Yeah, there's some gore herds with shields among that. Prey Shaman of Wild with Muscle of Gorok and Devolve. So no directly damaging spells, and Toolkings are just going to rush after the non-Vanguard deploy. Korok's Manori plus Bestigor herds of halberds. They are an elite anti-large unit, so they've got a good matchup over here, given that they are being attacked only by large units. But if they just get overwhelmed, as they are getting at the moment, that still doesn't bode well for them. 65 value generated, but already 500 value lost. And counting down to half HP. Torval isn't doing too good for himself either. Taurox, just about the only one holding up. And that is just essentially just a frontal battle from here. The Tomb Kings just needed to turn around, and it's not like there's a vulnerable backline. So was there really anything gained with that maneuver? Don't think so. Yep. The worst things, untouched, both of them. Petra and the Sphinx of Usepul. They're both untouched. Gorbel slowly going down, just tying up some Necropolis Knights. Or like Sepulchra or whatever they are called. Another difficult name. Well, so we've got the standard frontline battles. Taurox now soloing the Sphinx, but he's cheating because he has help of 3 units of archers, which are being mowed down by Cetra. He's just pushing through. Very nice deep charge. Right, 3/4 of a unit. Gork is doing alright against the Skeleton Warriors. 1v2. The Grey Shaman on a chariot coming in. He could cast some God damn it. He could cast some spells on... What is with this UI, man? Oh. Yeah, so this one would have been good in the initial fight between the large entities, as we see 3 units of archers being terror-routed in the background by 2 Sphinxes. And the last one has Necro Sphinx, and that's War Sphinx. Okay. They're both Sphinxes, but different Sphinxes. Like, yeah, they look different. So Necro Sphinx is going toe-to-toe against Taurox. But the rest cannot be said about the rest of the Beastman army, as they are slowly losing. The Necropolis Knights got themselves into the backline of archers as well. There's not much frontline left over here though. Still 2 units of Gore Herds finishing off some Skeletal Warriors. Gorbel also being finished off by Necropolis Knights. Taurox isn't going to stay here for long. And the Shaman is being routed. Yep, they're routed now. He cast some spells. Don't even notice when and where, but it's not like they had much impact. The Ongo Riders managed to come back. They could target Cetra, who is full HP. Maybe go after the Sphinx, but they're too fast. And there's Skeleton Warriors right in their face. And I guess Gotrek has already given up on this battle, given that he has just charged his archers into the enemy infantry, unless he just simply didn't notice it. Shaman is back. But given that he has only buffing and debuffing spells, he could buff Taurox, he could debuff whatever he's fighting. And that could achieve something, but not much. Definitely too late. And yeah, that just kind of just outdrafted, not outdrafted, out-deployed himself. Because if this was a standard front-to-back battle, it could have gone differently. But yeah, but essentially sacrificing Tavrog's Corval and your most elite infantry that is best equipped to deal with the main units of your enemy. Yeah, that was a blunder and a half. And yet, despite all this, the value is still much closer than I would have expected from a battle that has turned out the way it did. Yeah, the Necrosphinx and the War Sphinx have gone down quite low, HP wise. All the more reason just to wonder what could have been if that was a regular battle. Could have been much closer towards the end. But Citra still being full HP just essentially guarantees victory. He's got his Syrian's Incantation of Vengeance, which you can use to clean up any units. We've got those Elite Bestigor Herd. Yeah, Tomb Kings are left only with 3 units. What 3 units those are, and yep, Beastmen just noped out of there. Which gives us 2 for 1 for Angle. And these Bestigors still managed 1200 value. Pretty decent considering that they just got absolutely smashed at the very beginning without dealing much damage at all. So it could have easily been the Beastman victory if he just didn't decide to deploy most of his army in the back for really no, like, what was the thought process there? If it was a little bit more equally spread, then maybe. But still, if it's just infantry, because there was no cavalry, Tomb King could still just rush one side and the other would have to catch up. And it's like, instead of fighting your enemy with your entire army, you're just fighting it with a half. And then the other half, which is never the most optimal thing to do. There was some cavalry, like Centigors, deployed in the backline. Ooh, now then we're talking. But again, that's like if there was like any vulnerable backline. Maybe he expected some catapults. Maybe that's why. But it didn't really make sense and kind of lost him the battle. So that's the end of the story here. We'll just keep it at that. So, I lost for Beastman. A victory for Tomb Kings. So Anglil is leading versus Gotrek Starbreaker 2-1. We do have the last replay. The latest replay, because I have no idea who won. Don't worry, they didn't spoil it. It could be the last replay, obviously. It is Vampires versus Norska on River Amaxon, and that is map number 4. We've got Lisbon. Wait, what? Because I pick Vampire Pirates, he picks Norska, but they're on the same side? Do they know what they drafted? Hello? Okay. Started well. It is Vampires versus Norska, but like... Yeah, sure. Whatever. If they don't see anything wrong with it, then I don't either, but Gotrek just stole like Engel's faction. So if Engel loses, he could be like, yo bro, you cheated, but then again he should have just picked up on it immediately, because like you look at your draft and you see what you have and what your enemy has. Maybe they have come to some kind of an agreement, because I think they're on voice chat. So I'm not going to question it further. Alright. So we've got 2 rotting Leviathans from Vampire Pirates. Count Noctilius, not on his iconic Necrofax. This was good. Got a Bloated Corpse. Oh, that's going to be interesting. We've got War Mammoth War Shrine. The Bloated Corpse, well, is just gonna get picked up by Marauders. The backline Marauder Berserkers, it's not like there is a much better target there anyway, so yeah, just maybe wait for a blob to form a little bit, but then you will need to climb. We'll see, that's going to be interesting. You know, the rotting Leviathans are tearing the Marauders apart. Wait, why did it blow up over here? There's like no contact with the enemy, there was contact with a friendly. Well, that's why bloated corpses aren't really picked. They've got Skin Wolf working. Those are about the only things that can deal with the rotting Leviathans. But at the moment they are being sent after Count Noctilius, which is obviously a very good tactic as well. He is the spellcaster, and he increases the morale of all the Vampire Pirates. So if you can take him down, you remove the magic, and you lower the morale, then you can go after the Leviathans. So, a respectable strategy. The Leviathans are just going to keep tearing through the infantry lines. Well, Norska is winning on the side of the hero of the Spearman. So we do have some anti-large over here, and there's another unit that has already been routed. There's another one here in the back line. Another unit of Marauder Spearmen, but Marauder Spearmen are just being used as anti-infantry. They're going after Depth Guard of all units. Depth Guard is going to tear them asunder. And once again, like, bro, the large units are over here. Use them here. You're using anti-infantry armor-piercing units versus Leviathans. I mean, sure, they do have armor. I know a lot of that, actually. But it could have been used against Depth Guard, which is also armored. And the spears could have been used over here. Just saying. At least he's not throwing all the units at once at Leviathans, because Leviathans will just love that. They just obliterate them more and more with their AoE attacks. So yeah, just throwing in one unit, waiting for it to die, and then another one. But I am questioning the unit assignments, as it were, slightly. Count Noctilus at about 20% HP. The War Mammoth has something to say about that, though. A rotting Promethean Leviathan, sorry. To the rescue, but too little too late, and Count Noctilus is already crumbling, and the Murden Chieftain is going to finish him off. Count Noctilius goes down, and yeah, the Mammoth's ass got in the way as it stomped all over him as well. And another Leviathan is about to go down, generating only 900 value overall. So not very good, actually. The Skin Wolf working, doing their job really, really well. And there we go, the Vampire Pirates have crumbled. So Norska won. So it is 2-2 at the moment, but with a stolen faction. So how the hell do I denote it in a draft here? I don't know. Do they now play Lizardmen versus Chaos Dwarves? Well, there is no 5th replay yet. So there is that. So I'm going to download the other semi-final now. I've got 2 replays there. Third one, they seem they've just started. Well, that is a very funny story, alright. So in the meantime, what happened? The character development I've mentioned is that... excuse me. Is that... Wargoth said like, oh, I forgot I signed up for another tournament and SUNTZU League sucks and that other tournament is way cooler, so I'm going there. See ya. And so he did. We've got these 2 guys coming in late, and they were initially just 5th place match because, like, well, you were late. You signed up to the tournament 2 minutes before it was supposed to start, and actually, like, 15 minutes after it technically started. So it's like, okay, these matches are technically ongoing already. So it would be like a mess to disrupt them and everything, and redraw the entire bracket. That's why there is a 15-minute gap between the end of signups and the beginning of the tournament. But then Pasha had that electricity failure. So I was like, okay, so let's move this 5th place match between these 2 guys into the quarterfinal match number 2, so that whoever wins and goes against Wargoth, because it would be kind of lame if he just goes straight into finals for free. It'll be even lamer if he just withdraw from there as he did now. So now the 5th place match, which then become a quarterfinal, now has become a semi-final. You're welcome. Entertainment value right here, right now, in SUNTZU League. So, that's the story of this tournament so far. Do we have a 5th replay? We do have a 3rd replay from the final number 2, though, so there is that. And nothing yet from the semi-final match number 1. So, I'm gonna go into the replays from the final 2. Gotta rename these replays, I guess. But we've got Saturas versus Mirovoy. Let's put up their draft on the screen. And I was talking about renaming replays, but I am not showing you them. That doesn't really matter at the moment. Hello? Internet's lagging! Come on, work! There we go. That's the draft between Saturas and Mirovoj. They have named themselves properly, not being lazy. So props for that. And the first one is Kislev versus Tomb Kings on Black Ark, which is map number 1. There we go, map number 1, going in number 1 slot and being selected first. And Tomb Kings, the first pick of Saturas versus Kislev, second pick of Mirovoj. And now on to Warhammer. See that replay. Alright. We've got the Witch of... whatever it is. Tempest. With Blizzard, Gust of True Flight and Hailstorm. We've got 4 units of Horse Archers, which are conveniently named Horse Archers. And then 2 units of Light War Sleds, and the sled eye switch is on top of a worm, I think it's called. And we've got also 2 little Groms. We don't have range in the Tomb King's army yet, but I do have range on the capture point. And Tomb Kings of Saturas, they do have that Casket of Souls. I think that's what it's called. Single spell, Daru the Sandstorm. Right. We also have a Hero Titan. That is spicy. Chosen of the Gods of Shakti, they are getting wrecked by, but what are they getting wrecked by? The Little Groms. Okay, the Little Groms do have range now. Oh yeah, they have a Gas of True Flight upgrade, plus 30 range. It's like, yeah. They're not that fast, but they are still obliterating the Chosen of the Gods. Whereas the Chosen of the Gods struggle to deal any damage whatsoever. I mean, they're targeting a wrong target at that as well. They are anti-infantry and they're targeting a single entity. Well, anti-infantry, anti-multiple entities. Well, that was a decent Shems burning gaze onto the sleds, but ultimately they are unimpressed by that. The Tomb Scorpion, that is just ruthlessly focused by all the fire. And then when faced with that, you just capture the point and you just push straight through, straight on, because what else are you going to do? Stand there and let yourself be shot to pieces? I mean, I guess, because that's what's happening. Small Leopard being summoned by the Eye Switch to slow the enemy down and hold the Tomb Scorpion placed. And interest Hero Titan. We've got some skeletal archers as well. Oh, here comes the blizzard. And Saturas is not dodging that. Ooh, boy, that's pretty big. And that's a Tomb Guard as well that's being cast on. Half HP lost already. The archers are just gone. Yeah, most like 75%. Also gone. And the Cascade of Souls is not really punching back. Nowhere near as effectively as all the shooting, firing units on Kislev's sides. The little Groms are targeting Cafep now. And they have targeted Hero Titan for a little bit earlier, unless he just stood in the path of the missiles. That was a good hit. That is a very slow unit. They have 2 uses of Shem's Burning Gaze and Spirit Leech. Could have used all on the Eye Switch. And Karin have now been thrown after the shooting regiment of horse archers, chasing them away. But I don't imagine they will be able to achieve much. Skeleton Spearmen coming in as well, but kind of desynced with the rest of the army. And there's another spell being cast. This time it is the bombardment spell, Hailstorm, and it was effective. That's definitely true. And you still need to cap the point for 10 minutes, and only just over a minute has passed. So yeah, Saturas definitely needs to push. So it plays just a regular land battle, really, with the exception that you cannot kite forever, but 10 minutes, yeah. I mean, not the default value, because this is the default value, but the other not custom value is 200, so just over 3 minutes. Something you could consider, because if it was over just over 3 minutes, Saturas would have been 2/3 of the way to victory, and Mirovoy would need to scramble to capture the point. And if Saturas just left something behind to keep it defended, then maybe this kind of super kite heavy composition wouldn't be as viable. That's something for me to consider. How did you resolve the technical problems from yesterday? Turns out, somehow, an older version of the map pack made its way to the main data folder in Warhammer. And that just overrides the mod. That's why I was like, what the hell, why have an older version of the mod? But how? Well, that's how. Oh, we Shapti Salmon at the very end of the battle. Okay, well, 1-0 to Mirovoy. Yeah, I mean, it was just very correctly executed composition. So yeah, Saturas just got outdrafted here. Even if he played that perfectly, I don't think there was much he could do in here. Yeah, Kite is brutal. Kite is still brutal. That's why most people still prefer Domination. And I myself don't have the fondest of memories of older Total War tournaments where kiting was possible. I'm still salty of a certain semi-final where I had light cavalry counter to horse archers, but horse archers just camped inside a forest for the entire game and then just got out at the end, and just, despite me having a huge advantage, they just wiped out the entire army. Well, what was left of it. And I just narrowly, I went through some forests. I didn't go through that little patch of forest, because otherwise I would have found them. and would have dealt with them when my light cavalry was still alive. But I was like, well, seems like he doesn't have horse archers this battle. So might as well use my light cavalry for some recharges and stuff. So yeah, that was a victory for me. And then some bullshit rules because I managed to corner those horse archers with my infantry. But there were some bullshit rules with some kind of sadistic, kite-loving organizers who were like, you have to leave a gap between the red line and your troops so that these stupid horse archers can pass. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. That's not the SUNTZU way. Anyway. Second battle. Grand Cafe versus Vampire Pirates. Well, this is another ranged heavy composition, but not kiting composition. So there is that. But pirates are painfully slow, and it will be very painful for them because they have very low armor. And these guys are armor piercing, but not like it matters. We've got the deck gunners. They have like 250 range or something. And there's a cannon, but there are 3 cannons on Cafe inside. And that's Queen Bess. Queen Bess, alright. But she doesn't have range advantage, and even if she does, it can just be closed. And the cannons are going to focus Queen Bess, and yeah, she's gonna be fine. Oh, Crossroads, perfectly flat map. Let's see how it plays out. The artilleries aren't in each other's range yet. Cannonades, 450 range. Save for ground cannons, they have just been put further back. But it will start soon exchanging volleys, and it is 3 versus 1. So yeah, not going to go well for the cannonades. Queen Bess, 450 as well. Yep, there we go. Well, that's 1 cannon down already. Caronade. And now they're focusing Queen Bess. Well, let's see. Queen Bess, first shot. Out of how many? Well, decent shot. I mean, he detached the crew away from the target. Pretty nice, but I think it is unnecessary. I don't think Queen Bess would have just obliterated that crew, but well, what do I know? And Queen Bess is now targeting Peasant Horseman. I've got a spell here. Excuse me. I'm a little bit ill. I've got a cold. Yeah, Queen Bess down to half HP. But the crew of Queen Bess down to half HP. And I guess the crew dies... Nope, not before the cannon itself. But it was close. The crew will soon follow after this volley ends, I guess. And yep, it did. So yeah, it shot twice. Yeah, we do see 4 dead horses. Yep. 4 dead horses and some damage. 1 dead cannon here, I guess. Yikes. Yeah, that's brutal, and Saturas is still just standing there, having lost his artillery advantage because his cannonades are also gone. Well, there's still 1 cannon left. And there we go, now it's gone. He's got the gunners though. 100 value generated by them shooting Zhao Ming, which I don't think he cares. I've got the Necrophex Colossus on Count Noctilius this time around. So he's been shooting, managed to generate 99 value. Walking left to right without really shooting though. Cannons are now focusing him. There's a beautiful flaming breath onto the Zombie Pirate Gunnery mob bombers. I mean, what an exciting match this is. Two armies standing in place. Count Noctilius dodging artillery fire. Zhao Ming shooting some fiery breaths. I mean, if these cannons just keep shooting and keep missing... Well, now they've changed some targets. Oh, that was painful. Flaming breath onto a dragon breath. For the two units at the same time. Still plenty of magic left on the Grand Cafe inside. And that breath is very hard to dodge because it just pops off immediately. So you really have no time to react. And these units are super slow. With cavalry, maybe. Well, and now the army approaches. Heavily armed with ranged units. Will Saturas go forward? Or will he stay and get shot? Ooh, Count Noctilius' beautiful shot into the peasant long spearman and a wind of death to boot. Decent. Yeah. Well, the gunners are almost gone. And so is Count Noctilius seems... Good. Oh. Okay. Exposing his back with the cannon fire. Dodging. Looks kind of like an old grandpa. Well, he kind of is. An old grandpa riding an old grandpa. Spawning some zombie pirate Deccan mobs out of his shipwreck. Zhao Ming got quite low. He's now charging in Iron Man style. Yeah, let's see him kill some zombies. Oh, the zombies just scrambled. Must have been a terrible fart. Oh, very terrible fart. Look at that. All the zombies are gone. Woo. Bro, what did you eat? Alright, give me a second. Some administration work. Okay. Let's watch the third battle. High Elves versus Demons of Chaos. Wait a minute. That unit is banned. Oh, you naughty, naughty, naughty. He even asked, are there any unit bans? And I said, yes, there are. You can find them in the rules. I even gave the link something. Anyway, the link is always present in every single thread. Thread. Oh, I don't know about that. Seems like a Satura's win to me. Because Duke, just how OP is this? Also, what is this Duke box? Come on, bro. I mean, you've got this. You could expect Heart Seekers as well. Well, oh, there we go. Well, not Heart Seekers, but Seekers, which are also banned. Yeah, that's cheating. That's just cheating. Hello? Yeah, F Saturas indeed. Looks more like a W to me. Okay, so plant yourself on the point. Yeah, but you have to defend for 10 minutes. That's the issue, right? Well, this guy already has racked up 1300. I don't like that. He's cheating, so like... But hey, if it was 3 minutes... What's 30 minutes left to victory? Or like, let's say 300, right? No, it's 200, sorry. Yeah, 200. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds. There we go, so the rest would have won. Besides Miraboy cheated. Like, wow, you've abused 2 units that are banned for a very good reason. Or 5. So yeah. Changing the official score to 3-1 then. Wait, that's how the bracket presents. And now we're waiting for... You didn't see that. We still got one battle to show you. Which I didn't download yet. There we go. Oh, look at it. It's Norska again. Yeah, so apparently... dude picked Chaos Dwarves, but he doesn't have Chaos Dwarves. How did you not know what you have and what you don't have? And why did you pick a faction you don't have? Well, in scenario like that happens, I think it is even specified somewhere in the rules. Somewhere in the draft guide. And I'm not sure. Maybe I'll need to specify that. But anyway, whenever we've encountered that issue, it has been reported, the answer was, well, then your enemy, your opponent, is picking the faction for you because you fucked up. So I wonder what the story was there behind that Norska pick. Because that Norska also won. Oh yeah. And it definitely shouldn't have been picked because it also already was present in the draft, so you should have picked a faction that was, like, available in a legit draft. So yeah, just both sides of the bracket cheating. Whatever, yeah, sure. One more than the other. Like, this is... As long as it was accepted, sure. But yeah, bringing units that are banned in quantity of 5, that won't fly in the grand final, by the way. Just saying. That's like an outer loss. Because, you know, read the rules. Anyway, we've got a battle to cover, not the rules of the tournament itself. And I was gearing up for an epic charge, but they just stopped right in front of their targets, and then Northern Spear was like, alright, you're not charging us, we're charging you, I guess. And there's a Norskan Giant coming in, taking a swing, and doing almost no damage. A little bit more damage now, but it's still quite unimpressive, but it will rack up over time. There's another giant over here. And those Ice Trolls, they are quite a bit more impressive. And we've got Tekken Hauin, but he's pretty small. Usually he brings himself a Stegadon, I think, ancient Stegadon even. Something far more impressive than it is right now. I've got Scylla and Fingrim, yes. But anyway, Norska are looking kind of good in the middle, but here on Stalkers with their explosive ammunition, which looks really cool, but it was quite effective. So, okay. A rear charge is coming in now. They've got decent stats. 27 attack with poison, but 42 defense. And yeah, this is made with slight advantage after that charge occurred. Point has been captured, 20 points for Norska, but I doubt it will come into play. But in the previous tournament we've seen a few times it being a factor. After the battle has been drawn out and very equal, which so far so good, it is very close. Frog is healing, the Norskan Ice Trolls also have the potential to heal, as long as they don't get surrounded and cut down, which for now it looks like it. The Hauin managed to get out of his predicament. Because he was going down quite quickly, and yeah, just overall melee, no side really has any ranged units. You could get excited about them getting charged. I mean, that is just skin offer with javelins with a giant inside it, but they didn't achieve much, and is already down 40% HP. The skiing chiefs are sniping him down. They are fairly cheap, so for their cost, yeah, they're pretty cost effective. How about this giant? Oh, this giant is doing much better. That's what I'm talking about. Frog, not so hard at the moment. What about the Scylla, the new guy? 850. That is very good. look at him go. Whatever that is. Demon of some sorts, I guess. I'm no lore expert here. And Oscar Nostrils have come back, but they really haven't been allowed to heal up much. So, they're gonna go down pretty quickly right after entering melee again. Oh, they did manage to tear out the skin cohort. Maybe that was a giant. But still, the battle is fairly equal. But advantage Norska once more. They managed to turn it around. They do have access to those regenerating units. And in now prolonged Jordan melee, that healing comes in handy, and there's a lot of routing Lizardmen. But they should return. Oh, if these Northern Ice Trolls, that is 500 value if that gets chased off the battlefield, but still, the edge is still quite far away. And those skin cohorts, well, there's a 200 difference in value. So, take it what you will, but there's already 1,000 in between the two armies. One giant has gone down. The other one doing fine. And that was the Amber Spear. I don't think that giant really cared. I didn't even see his health bar twitch at all, even though he was directly hit. Sida also doing some really good work. Less than 500 HP lost, or rather 500 value gold lost, about 1200 generated. Norscan Giant, pretty similar effect, lost a little bit more. They could focus it on Halloween, who is now retreating. And the Skin Chiefs are also almost out of ammunition. So once they run out of ammunition, they won't be very useful, but both of them have already paid for their cost and more. There's another unit of skin cohorts here, chasing off the trolls. And they're pretty close. Oh, they just rallied. They just rallied, and they routed again. Wow, okay. I think same happened here. These guys managed to rally and are now beating their pursuers. But these guys have been shattered, so the cohort can return to the main fight. And we're at halfway point in points. So Norska having the advantage, but still needs to find some time within the next 5 minutes to recapture that point. Which shouldn't be an issue, but actually, after this giant goes down, they're down to 2 single entities. And these infantry units can just rotate on top of the point and just like never let go of the point value. There's another Amber Spear trying to finish off the giant. That is a pretty good tactic to focus the lowest HP entity. Then Howin managed to get a stab in the back, but Frog has repaid with the same. And Scylla tried. I think he missed. And again, Howin will now try to escape, saving his line. And those Skin Chiefs were really clutching it out. Ooh, then Howin just been thrown like 50 meters by Scylla. And Frog, almost full HP, and still plenty left to heal. You don't even see his healing cap present yet. We don't have any information how much he healed already. Not available. Oh, that's a unit shattered, and the Skin Chiefs are now in melee. But, well, they have run out of ammunition. Oh, the morale is dropping. We might see... Yep, that's an army rout. Okay. The morale victory. They could have gone the Lizardman way if their morale just didn't collapse at the end, and if they just hold on to the point. Like in domination, right? Like you don't lose your morale. There's no army route at the end, so you could pull off stuff like that. But if these guys were at full HP, so 2 heroes at full HP, and they were facing Frog at not full HP and Scylla, who was almost dead. And then some Norscan Iceland so far, far away in the distance, which shouldn't even weigh in, really. And decided to bail. Yeah, I'm questioning that, really. I don't think that should have happened. But, if you weren't looking, hey, you can look now. 3-2 to Anglo, wow, who could have seen that coming? I was so engrossed in the battle itself, to be honest, that I even forgot. Yeah, that was a really, really good battle. Worthy of a battle 5. So yeah, we've got Anglo versus Mirovoy in the finals, and then Saturdas versus Gotrek Starbreaker in the 3rd place match. And the 5th place match, I guess, is not going to happen, so whatever. Well, we don't have any replays yet. So I guess we're just going to chill. Maybe. Why don't we enjoy ourselves a little bit of a replay? How about this one? A little innocent replay. From yesterday. Let's have a look. This is from yesterday, 7th place match, which was agreed to just be a 4-fun best of 1. Because Anshimo kinda didn't want to play, but it was like, okay, yeah, fine, I can play 1. They didn't want to play a full best of 5. So they didn't do any draft, they just picked whatever they wanted and they just played. So they just played. They just had some fun, and now we are going to have some fun watching it. So, got Chaos Dwarfs with some Goblin Laborers as damage soakers, and then Chaos Dwarfs as damage dealers. And also soakers, they have 85 armor. The spicy thing is the double Hell Cannon, that being held quite far in the back, but well, having range almost up to half of 0.3 and maybe half of 0.2. Yeah, the positioning here is a little bit questionable because SUNTZU will need to push quite hard for the Hell Cannons to have anything to shoot at all. And then we've got Argoth Iron Hand with Burning Wrath and Flamestorm, and an Infernal Castellan with this. Killing while in melee, essentially. So we've got Cavalry from Ansimo charging into Goblin Laborers. They do have a spear icon, but they are not anti-large. But it's not like Blade Brothers is heavy cavalry, so that's an incorrect ammunition type from the Sisters of Twilight. But anyway, I am a simple man. I see Sisters of Twilight and I like. But I prefer the blue ammunition. Anyway, Ansimo is pushing forward as his archers in position. There we go, ammunition type correct now. It's a shame we don't have a feature from Total War Arena where units who can fire while moving, they can designate a target they want to shoot at and then move, and then as they move they continue to shoot at the designated target. In Total War Warhammer, nor in any other Total War for that matter, you cannot do that. When you order that unit to move, it will just automatically shoot the nearest target. Which is sad. Please bring back Total War Arena, that's what I'm going to say. Alright, got that out of the way. Dryads are positioned to catch these Hobgoblins cavalry off guard. And that is the sneakiest capture of them all. In front of 6 units, a single unit of Eternal Guard just captured a point because these guys just didn't stand inside it. And Ansimo is earning points out of that, and yep. Exul is still not going in. Ansimo summoning some units. Double Eternal Guards from the looks of it. And a Great Eagle. Oh, we missed that. Look at that. Hawk Riders on top of the Hell Cannons. The Hell Cannons, well, one of them touched the crew, and they're being unsummoned. Ansimo could try to go in melee and prevent that from happening, but I guess he's not gonna. But still, that's quite a lot of value just to remove off the battlefield. Oh, it still counts the Hell Cannons. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, but as you can see, yeah, that's 2,000 value down. So this is just going to be incorrect now. Well, that's feedback for... I forgot his name. Starts with K. I'm sorry. The creator of this mod. Anyway, yeah, I'll message him after this and tell him that he needs to look into that, because yeah, Hell Cannons are off the battlefield and they're still here and they're still counted. So yeah, it's the 2000 advantage you see here. It's not actually present on the battlefield. So those Hawk Riders just generated quite a lot of value there. So that was a very, very good move. And now they're going after the Infernal Castellan, just holding him in place, preventing him from shooting. That's also pretty good. Point number 3 will finally flip very, very slowly if they're not going to go into melee. But yeah, that Eternal Guard also has generated quite a lot of intangible value. And Great Eagle is going after Astrogod Fire in Hand. Sisters of Twilight hovering over him, but shooting randomly. Not the Eternal Guard. The Chaos Dwarven Warriors, Dwarf Warriors. There we go. Yeah, such a shame we don't have that Total War in a feature. And the Great Eagle lost the attack order. Well, Sisters of Twilight are going to go into melee instead of just shooting him. We also have the Poison Archers constantly preparing Astragot. And the Spellsinger is go. Yeah, that was close. But she's still going to melee. Oh, she's going to melee. After the tanks. Oh, I don't think that is the best of ideas. She is not a melee fighter. Like at all. Oh, Hawk Rider is doing a decent job though. And so Twilight is just struggling to properly hit Astrogov, just pushing him along, going on a date while shooting his friends. And now they're going in the other direction, just dancing. Yes, so Twilight will need to get a different order, fly up and just shoot him in a traditional fashion. So point number 3 has been lost from Osimo, but he sent War Dances and Dryads and a fresh hint of Eternal Guard, or maybe that was the Eternal Guard that was always there. And now we finally see some fighting. So Goblin Laborers, they're just like both of them combined, maybe that's just one unit. And there we go now, they're already gone. So it is essentially like 3v3. But yeah, Chaos Wolf Warriors still very powerful. War Dancers though, anti-infantry, they could do well, and these Chaos Dwarfs are not doing that well. So a potential flip on this flank incoming. And the capture rate is in favor of Osimo at the moment. Point number 2 quite equal as well in terms of capture rate, but slightly in favor of the Chaos Dwarfs. And yeah, those tanks, the Iron Demons, just super powerful. And now they're capturing core number 1. And Shimo summoning Dryads from the Vanguard deployment. Actually the distance is like quite similar, but this Vanguard deployment is quite brutal. Like if you're fighting over here, then you can use it to flank the enemy that is trying to capture your point. There's some Hobgoblin fanatics, sneaky kids. They do have these spinning lunars. I don't know, but it looked like there's some spinach in here. Anyway, a contingent of Dryads. The Dryads are a questionable choice against Chaos Dwarves because lots of them have fire damage, but somehow Iron Demon is not fire damage. Okay. I mean, he literally spews fire, so like, hello. Maybe you're about to see that. Oh, it's the other Iron Demon. Oh, that one is Demon Stone. Okay. Well, it's still fiery projectile. And it is OP. As fuck. Although you would need like a specific unit to deal with that. And Wood Elves, they have that. Freaking, maybe. Is the issue. But okay, I'm just commentating here, right? Well, 51 speed. Not that fast. Anyway, in my opinion, both of these players are performing quite admirably. Sisters of Twilight, out of ammunition, so now they're just a flying lord, but they're still a decent melee combatant. 57 attack, 40 defense, 440 damage. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Quite a good AP ratio of that as well. But point number 3 has been flipped in favor of the Chaos Dwarfs with the presence of the Iron Demon. And point number 2, almost captured by Wood Elves, but just not enough. The Spellsinger throwing out her spells, and Hell Cannon has been re-summoned. Maybe you could see in the Hawk Riders re-summoned as well. Osimo can afford them, but then again he doesn't have. It doesn't say they're available. Oh, I didn't even know that was a feature. The Hawk Riders is still somewhere apparently. Or maybe it still counts like routed units, because in the previous battle we've seen like trolls being shattered or escorted off the battlefield. And the value here didn't drop, and it should have. At least I think. I'm pretty sure it didn't drop. But it did in the past. Or maybe it was in vanilla. Either way, well, that's another feedback for the mod alpha. Well, 2 units of archers summoned. What is this? Goblin laborers. Yeah, they're shattered, okay. I thought maybe they have like their banner elsewhere. So these 2 archers could be focusing the Iron Demon, which is being retreated quite wisely at that as well. And there is a unit of Chaos Dwarfs incoming. The archers are shooting... Oh, this is also shooting something, but if it's the shattered unit, that's not the best target. And now the Chaos Dwarfs have exposed their backs. So these archers could shoot them in the back. Goblin Raiders, potential target, but not much of a worry. And the rallied units, I'm going to go on point number 3. Tie up these units a little bit, I guess, but the Glade Riders kind of wasting their time over here. Could just tie down the Iron Demon, which ran out of ammunition, but already has done more damage, and it itself is a dwarf, while still having half HP left. And so did this one. Just slightly worse ratios. Well, the War Dancers are on top of him, and the Great Eagle could potentially go after him as well, but the Bull Center Renders, they're also just brutally efficient. But trading just slightly up. So usually you expect a little bit better from the Bull Center Renders, but still. The control of point number 2 remains in the Chaos Dwarf's hands. But yeah, Wood Elves are so close to capturing it for so long. But it looks like they have finally run out of steam. Unlike the Iron Demons. Disgusting UFP. 2 archer units now focusing it, but sadly the front line has collapsed, leaving them exposed to a charge by the Hobgoblin, Wolf Riders, and the Bull Centaur Riders. Now that is going to hurt much more on the Hobgoblins, and a tank on top of it as well. The War Dance is coming in, the Eternal Guard is also trying to save the day, or save the archers at the very least, but that is terror routed. The other one might just be saved, but that tank is relentless and still pushing through. Boost and the Riders have also just run out of steam. But they're still standing tall, just barely hanging onto the life. But just managing. Astragot has just retreated behind, I don't know, a chasm. There's the Eagle. Where are the sisters? Are they dead? Yeah, I don't see them. Another unit of Eternal Guard with shields being summoned towards point number 3. At this point, don't think that is the best of ideas. You're not going to flip that point. Focus on around here. I mean, the battle's lost anyway at this point. Like, if point number 2 was flipped at any point, could have really gone either way. But yeah, Chaos Dwarfs managed to hold on to it just barely. I think the Iron Demons just turned the tide of the battle, because otherwise I can easily see this going Ansimo's way. So yeah, GG. I guess that's the last thing when you say the Hell Cannon cost half HP. Maybe this is of Twilight. Didn't really see what happened there. Yeah, you end up Dryad summoned in, I end up Archers over here, but there's 20 seconds left in the battle.
I knew it.
Point number 1 almost flipped towards the end as well, securing a total victory. But yeah, overall, close victory, I agree with that. We've seen Pyrrhic victories today that were way more convincing than this. So yeah, GG, and just overall good spirit. Both players just came in to have fun. And Ansumo, just like I, as we are both men of culture, we are proper Sisters of Twilight enjoyers. So I'm always glad to see them being played. And they were utilized pretty well. He switched between the ammo types, went after the enemy lord. It was, as we've seen, very efficient. And then suddenly the animations got in the way, because if they didn't, and if the sisters just managed to properly attack him as they should have been able to, then he would have been dead. You know, Dead Lord doesn't mean as much as in Conquest regular arena battles, but still matters somewhat. So, we did get a replay from today's tournament. Just one, but that's good enough. So maybe let's showcase the draft between our finalists. Let's go. Let's watch it as if it was live. I didn't even see them, so see that draft. So, fresh reactions, very quick bans. Singe, followed by Ogre Kingdoms and Dwarves. Then answer with Empire. When it comes to the OP factions on this patch, I mean Ogre Kingdoms, yeah, they've been banned. Baslanesh, Demons of Chaos are open, but their OP units are banned, so are they truly OP? We'll see. I mean, Mrozovoy picked Demons of Chaos and picked banned units in the previous match. So maybe he'll go for that as well in here. Tomb King's first pick. I'm not as familiar with land battles balance. Yeah, here are the Demons of Chaos. Surprised it wasn't followed up by Slanesh as well. But we'll see. If he picks Demons of Chaos and then picks the banned units. Also Khorne. Khorne has the Forgers, Bellowers, something like that. Hellforged Bellowers. Okay. Yeah, more or less. Well, Khorne for the side of Vancon. Anglo. There we go. Well, Sadra is interested in how real player it is of range spam. We'll see. I mean, whenever I see range spam, I immediately want them to lose. So I hope Mrozovoy brings it and regrets it. But I still should be neutral as an observer and a commenter. But then again, do I really need to? It's not like a highly professional production or anything. It's just for fun. Good fun. Who says I can have fun as well? And just rooting for one side or the other. No, lots of sports commentators are also biased as well towards one team or the other. And here I can just flip who I'm biased for depending on what's picked. If they pick my favorite lord or something. Like if you pick Wood Elves and you pick Sisters of Twilight, I'm rooting for you even if I rooted against you in the previous battle. That's just the way it goes. Well, in terms of dealing with range spam, I would say 4 out of 5 of these factions are pretty well equipped. Vampire Coast, not so much, more like they are the range spammy faction. You can get all the bombs and handgunners and everything, and there we go, we have Wood Elves there. And High Elves and Dark Elves, I do like Elves. So there's that. But one thing I don't like are cheaters. So if he picks the Seekers or the Hellforge Blowers, then me no like it. We go. Map bans. The maps are Blue Reach River, Choking Pits, Hellrot Ridge, Knight's Run, Schwarzhafen, the Bitter Dunes, and the Lost Crater. And unlike in the Domination community, the Conquest community doesn't have any community-made maps. And sadly, they all suck. There's barely any good maps in here. Most of them are even imbalanced, I would say. Which is sad. I hope... I mean, all they have to do is just take the Domination maps and change them to be Conquest maps. And the quality of Conquest tournaments would immediately shoot up. We've had Land Battles with Capture Points mod with custom maps. They can also be ported over, and those maps were better than what we have here as well. So yeah, get to work, modders, modding community. Alright, so banned maps are map number 4 and 7. So, Knight's Run and the Lost Crater. I mean, these are CA maps, they don't really... These names don't really tell me anything. Well, to be fair to CA maps, they've made some good Domination maps. There is that. But land battle maps, yeah, no. Like the Domination maps, you can see they were handcrafted. Whereas these guys, it just looks like it has been AI generated. Or like procedurally generated. Anyway, so, the first battle, let's see. The first battle was Demons of Chaos. Ooh. Oh, it's Khorne. Okay, I missed it. Khorne was first pick, which is the correct order as well. Yeah, so Khorne versus Demons of Chaos. So we'll see. Oh, both factions have potential to cheat. We'll see who read the rules. Hopefully it is at least one person. And the map is Choking Pit, which is map number 2. Alright. Now, let's go into game. And into the replay. Yep, that's a banned unit. Okay, 1-0. I mean, it hasn't been reported, really. So, Angela, did you read the rules? Do you know that he used a banned unit? Either way. Victory for Khorne. Well, we'll see how it played out on the battlefield. There's no Hellforge Blowers, there's no Wrathmongers on the side of Khorne. The Wrathmongers aren't banned, they're just limited. Whoa. What is this? Is that the map? I have no idea. At this point, who cares? So we have the angles of decay. And we've got the change bringers. Oh, that's a spicy unit. Suddenly used by a cheater. And we've got the Grand Vomitus, Prince Bubonic, or whatever it's of boobies. Hey, look at those flying units flying up high, like really high. And Angels of Decay, sorry. They have 90 speed. How is a Nurgle unit allowed to have 90 speed? That's illegal. Like their damage sucks. But 127 value, that's actually quite a lot. Because it has been done on Skull Crushes of Khorne. Well, we've got Furies versus Furies. And both are Furies of Khorne. So don't let the green fool you, they are actually red. That is true, red versus green. Valkia versus Grand Vomitus. Demon Shield, making her invulnerable. And she's also anti-large. But then again, this guy is anti-infantry, so they both counter each other. And the invulnerability is gone, and now Grand Vomitus is cooking some spell. Rancid Visitation's upgraded. Oh yikes. Maybe Valkia should have waited with her Demon Shield until that was cast, and then only then cast the invincibility. Oh well. Too late now, but Valkia still survives. There may be round 2. The Seekers. Okay, look at that, they have been surrounded, and yet 900 value. That is disgusting. Changebringers unopposed, firing into a big blob. That's a decent-ish Spear of Sleipnir into the OP Seekers. These guys not doing too well. Not like they're completely surrounded friends. Now Valkia and the Furies are trying to go after the Changebringers, and they absolutely have to. That is the correct choice, but the aerial battle is being won by Mirovoy. And Angle is losing quite considerably, all things considered. Yeah, his Skull Crushes of Khorne, look at that. Only 300 value generated. Well, I said that value generated, that's damage dealt, right? Because you can find value in tanking, occupying space, etc, etc. Which was somewhat accounted for in Arena, the tanking at least, not like the base occupying. They're scouting. So there was that. So yeah, on battlefield, victory for Mirovoy, but actually victory for Angle, because I don't care, that was cheating. You didn't read the rules, even though we specifically asked about the rules before the tournament. You didn't read them, and you paid for that with a loss. Humans, I also didn't find the list of them. Okay. Okay. Do I have Discord? I have Discord in here. Oh, that's domination. What? I have here. There's tournament rules. No. Tournament rules, right? Copy that link. Never mind. What the f... Did I copy it into a wrong document? It was in the domination tournament. And I fucking remember copying it over. Because it was the same. Okay, my bad then. Still cheating. Yeah, see? See? All the way here. Anyway. Still bullshit. Touche, Saturas. Touche. Fine. 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 I mean, the Seeker doesn't really win that battle. So. Quite a convincing victory, all things considered otherwise. Okay, battle number 2. Do we have battle number 2? No, we don't. They've started 8 minutes ago, so I would imagine any second now. Well, they said ready 8 minutes ago. So it's still loading. That's the battle is like 5 minutes, more or less. Depends on how close they are. How about we watch a battle from yesterday? So that was if you want to practice. I'm happy to be in sparring partner. A battle from yesterday. Let's see, what could we recap? The 5th place match didn't happen. No, yeah, the guy was like, yeah. He's out. So let's watch. Let's watch. There's only 2 battles. Oh yeah. It was 2 battles. After 2 battles, it was forfeited. Yeah. Okay. I can watch these 2 battles in the meantime. Maybe I'll equip myself with more. The reason why we're not watching the 3rd place match is because it's not happening. Because the other guy just left. Gotrek, yeah, he was supposed to play against Saturas in the third place match, but is that? Wait a second. I just looked at the values. Those Seekers all did like 1800 or something. Yeah, okay, full discount. Part Seekers, yeah. That was like the entire ground melee force. Okay, yeah, maybe they won the battle. They watch it really quick again. How the fire did not copy that over correctly? I've checked twice. Like, what the fuck? Must have been Arkland. He came in and deleted that. Arkland on his antics. Telling you. Alright. So all these ground units are the OP Seekers. So just follow them. Gonna engage yet. Okay, like screw the aerial battle, which we focused quite a lot on. Okay. They're going in, they're gonna gobble up Chaos Warhounds. Sure, Chaos Warhounds are garbage. But now come in the Skull Crushers. Like, almost twice as expensive. Like 50% more expensive. And just look at them. This is elite, super heavy, 130 armor. And they just got deleted down to half HP. Yeah, no wonder they didn't do anything. And they're anti-large. Whereas these guys aren't anti-large. 1500 generated already. That's disgusting. That's OP, what the fuck? How did you mess that up, CA? And even you look at the patch notes, their damage got buffed by like 6. Which is like no way. But they've done something with the animations, something with the models. Which made them just so much more effective. And that's one of the biggest issues with Warhammer. That animations and model quality dictate balance. So we can look at the stats and conclude, okay, this unit is better than the other unit. But what you don't see is the models and animation quality and everything else. Plus there are certain hidden stats, like attack speed for example, that are not displayed. Target size, CA please fix. Oh, get wrecked. Target size, CA please. Maybe that's what's broken. Weapon length 1. But even that doesn't display the attack speed. Look at the values. 1800, 600, 900, 300. Well, these guys didn't fight really. 100 on these. The models were still alive, but everything else was gone. Like, Skull Crushers just got completely obliterated. when they shouldn't have. Okay, we've got a second replay from the grand finals, so we're gonna watch that. At least we've got the potentially cheating factions out of the way. Now we've got Tomb Kings versus Grand Cafe and Peter Dunes. So advantage Tomb Kings, I guess. So a very similar army, slightly different. No crossbows this time, but more cavalry and only 2 cannons instead of 3. But in general, the idea remains mostly the same. In Grand Cafe, you know, given their harmony bonuses, they want to stay in formation. The A plus fix? What the fuck are these effects? What? They're good graphics, like maxed out or something. What was that? Sorry? 186 value already dealt. They're targeting the Bone Giant. So Bone Giant is like a known counter to artillery. We'll see. That is a fast projectile. He missed. Oh, did he? He did, yeah. Oh, there's another one. Oh yeah, this one hit and it destroyed a cannon. A single hit. And again. Yep. There are 2 Bone Giants. Yep, there we go. So apparently you counter artillery with artillery. Which is sad, but we knew that from Total War Arena. And also, my point is, when a unit type is the best counter to itself, that's when you fucked up. It's like when elephants are the best counter to elephants, you fucked up. Right. This Grand Cafe that is forced to attack because of the Bone Giant's advantage. They will keep targeting the artillery. Actually, the artillery is already running away, so no need to do that anymore. And they are changing the targets. They do have lots of those Iron Hail gunners. They have huge damage output, but not necessarily the best angles of attack. They could focus the Bone Giants. And they are, at least this unit, because this one's about to run away without dealing any damage actually. Jarming is in there, tickling the Bone Giant in his ankles, jumping up angrily. Etc. the Imperishable on a horse. That's quite rare. But yeah, for now, pretty big advantage to Tomb Kings so far. Cavalry charge into Skeleton Warriors. This is Jade Lancers, so should be alright. The Skeleton Warriors are giving up a little bit. They're not going to rout though. So that is actually pretty good, because a normal would rout and cavalry will be able to start cleaning them up, but not undead. There we go, there's the Tomb King's army-wide healing. Chosen of the Gods are forced out of position by the Peasant Lord Spearmen, but they are going to be collapsed on by 2 units of Skeleton Spearmen. So the Chosen of the Gods then gets charged by Peasant Horsemen. Oh, the Peasant Sandwich. The Chosen of the Gods with a Peasant Sandwich. Tetra coming in, trying to save them. I mean, they're doing fine HP-wise, but they're still disrupted. And there's another cavalry charge. Grand Cafe has brought quite a lot of cavalry force. I think it was 7 units in total. But they'll need to find lots of rear charges to turn this battle around. At the moment, 1,000 damage, 1,000 value difference to the entry forces. But here's one of those rear charges, and those Skeleton Warriors will disintegrate because of that. Bone Giant, actually not that hot anymore, looking at his value. Only 570. And already crumbling. The artillery we don't see anymore. I don't know how much they did, and relative to their cost. And with the Blessed Legion of also getting wrecked by another unit of cavalry, so Grand Cafe, yes, is managing to bring it around through the power of cavalry spam. So the guy who spammed ranged units is winning because of his cavalry. But the Bone Giants, while they are counter to artillery, and we've seen that, outside of that, they are pretty bad. So, pretty effectively close distance. So, actually, there's the artillery crew. Yeah, 300, so not so good. 500 over here, a little bit better. But they're cheaper than the Bone Giants. Quite considerably cheaper, 700 cheaper, actually. Like, actually, the balance of value somehow in favor of cannons. Wow. You know what would be cooler? Way cooler than cannons? Titan. That would be cool. But the Shafty, I don't know if they have been summoned, I didn't see them. Or maybe they can still be summoned. There's 100% here, so I guess they're still summonable. And there's healing on the side of Tomb Kings. Army-wide healing for the force of their passive. So we'll see if they are able to bring it around. But the cavalry charges. There we go, the Bone Giant exploded as it was about to shoot. His bow snapped into the arrow, exploded in his face. Tomb Kings are bringing it back ever so slightly. So the battle's not over yet. In terms of points, we still have 4 minutes to go. I think setting it to 5 minutes would be ideal, so just 300 points. So that it matters. But in this scenario, Cafe, we need to scramble and get another point. We will see. Talk to the community, see what they prefer. But I would like for the point to like matter at all, because at 10 minutes it barely matters. Okay, Zhoumin, surrounded by lots of skeleton spearmen. He's not going to transform to a dragon, still find some mana. That was actually quite powerful, especially at this stage of the battle. Still has 10 Winds of Magic, 28 on the side of Tomb Kings. He's got one more Dragon Breath, because that's 6, I think, yep. So 6 mana left, 1 Dragon Breath. We go to Syrian's incantation of vengeance. Could be used against cavalry, or maybe the Iron Hair Gunners. One of them just shattered. Let's see if this Skeleton Spearman can make it to them before they crumble. His last Dragon Breath. Also pretty good. But the advantage of Cafe is not that high. I also don't know how much killing is included in here. It says over here, but I've tested that and these numbers are also not accurate entirely. And here's the spell, so that should wipe out this unit. Or at least make it rout. Skeleton Spearmen are quite unrelentless, but they're being mopped up by the cavalry. There we go, Iron Hail Gunners, shattered, not shattered, routed. But these guys have disintegrated, and it threatens maybe a total disintegration of the army, but not yet. Wow, the cannons, they actually have been spurred, and they have been remanned. Say, if you take off the crew out of the cannons, well, it was routed, so like, it's not like it was deliberate, but you then cannot target the cannons anymore. Even if you wanted to, you can't. I mean, you can alt-click and target the ground, but would it be that accurate? I don't know. Skeleton Spearmen trying to go after the cavalry. They're not gonna catch them, but it's not like they have much choice. They could try to focus along spearmen. And if the spearmen are gone, the overall morale of the army lowers. Oh, there's the spell. But there's also the last spell. Oh no, they still have mana for one more. The weaker one, yeah. They still cast this one. Well, 40% physical resistance is not bad. But that's why Needle Skeleton Spearmen gone. This one will soon follow the cavalry. Still going strong. There may be peasants. Okay, people statement, but actually, I've said it won't matter. 40 seconds left. 30. And where the hell did these guys come from? Where were they for the entire battle? Hello? Well, they're still holding on to 24 leadership. And they are anti-large and armor piercing. They're quite powerful. And Peasant Spearmen, despite being anti-large themselves, they just don't stand up on the quality. That point is being flipped, but the contest rule is not here. It's actually a victory for the Tomb Kings. Could have still gone either way if not for the capture point, but it mattered. Yay! It mattered. Yeah, sure, cool battle. Give them that. And maybe if it was that long, maybe there's another battle waiting for us? No. They've just readied up 2 minutes ago. Wow. They took 10 minutes to ready up their armies. Okay. I had to go feed my dog. I'm going to leave you... Well, there we go, in Grand Cafe. I'm gonna play this battle. I've never seen it before. No idea how that went. Oh. I don't have the mod. Game's gonna crash. Okay, well. They've got Grand Cafe loss here. And a Tomb King's victory. And the next battle is Norska versus High Elves. So, I'll be gone for a few minutes. Gonna feed my dog. And, well, we're still waiting for a replay anyway, right? So just enjoy this, I guess. You alright? I'm back. The replay's still not there. Also, it wasn't 500k kills by peasants, it's 500 damage gold. Damage as gold value. There we go. I loaded. Same objects essentially. I loaded the mod because that actually doesn't interfere with Conquest anyway. In terms of cavalry and the value it brings, cavalry is cavalry. As long as it is used correctly, as long as you can find some real charges with it, and especially in like late game, very powerful. Once there's plenty of space, units are over the place, you've lost the cohesion of your formation. That's when cavalry shines. So yeah, we can try to preserve your cavalry until late game. Okay, so we're back in domination. It's a battle from yesterday. We have Dark Elves with Black Arc Corsairs, Old One Knight, Dark Riders, and double War Hydra. And Supreme Sorcerers of Shadow on horseback. There's Grand Cafe, Righteous Lancers of Veijin, going after the Sorceress, actually catching her. Old One Knights will countercharge though. Oh, a spell coming through, but kinda misses. Yeah, that's one of the issues with those spells. They take a long time to wind up. You need to recalculate that core perfectly, and the enemy has to not change direction. Or you just blew. Get it? Blew away 9 winds of magic on a Blossom Wind. I'm hilarious. Such a pun master. But Grand Cafe. Oh, look at it. 4 units of ranged units. Well, War Hydra has range of its own. Nice. Killing 21 soldiers, the exact number he needed to kill. Dark Riders coming in from the side. Sweeping. Slowly but surely. The Jade Warrior crossbows, they're actually quite tanky. 80 armor. And decent melee stats, 23, 24. Yeah, 15, 16. Okay, those are the Dark Rider stats. So not that decent. 15, 16 is pretty low. But as you can see, they're trading kind of equally with the Dark Riders, supported by some Jade Warriors. But I think they are left in the formation attack, which means they mostly are just standing there, and only a few of them are fighting. Which in this scenario, you definitely don't want to happen. You want them to swarm the enemy and deal as much damage as possible. Versus Dark Riders is just kind of chilling and killing the Jade Warrior crossbows. Oh, and now we've got enough. And also enough had the Hydra. So now the other Hydra can be focused. Shungan Lord is being attacked by her, but actually doing decently well in terms of HP. I wonder for how long. It's not that bad of a melee combatant. It is a wizard, but the melee stats aren't that bad on the Shungan Lord. Oh, she's on a long march. Maybe that helps. Oh, there's another Blossom Wind. Aimed slightly at the wrong angle, but maybe. Oh, it dealt some damage. I mean, yeah, Blossom Wind is just not good. Like, Dragon Breath is way better. Look at how long it is, actually, but... What does it matter if there's nothing in there to hit? Oh, very nicely lined up. Fire Breath. Oh, now the Shugengan Lord has landed and was surrounded by Cold One Knights. But the Cold One Knights are being focused and cleared pretty effectively by the Jade Crossbows. Horns of Jade Crossbows on the battlefield at the moment. Grand Cafe and front line not doing too well, and the front line also consists of Iron Hell Gunners, which they shouldn't have been in there. Uh-oh, Pit of Shades coming in. That's going to hurt if it's not being dodged, and it is not dodged. Or was not dodged. Whatever the case, it's not good for Enzima. The overall battle balance, still pretty close, but that Pit of Shades did change it quite a bit, did swing it quite a bit in favor of the Dark Elves. Here on the other side we've got a Great Moonbird, which actually provides the other half of the harmony. So very nice combo, and this is what I want to see from Cafe. So very good props to Enzima, because I barely see anyone do this. The DLC has introduced the lions and the birds. So yeah, we've got Great Moonbird, and one of the lions is Jet Lion and Jade Lion. I don't remember which one, but one of them provides the Yin Harmony, which means you can pair them up with infantry and get all the harmony buffs, as you can see here. Hello? Oh, very like that. Yeah, so 6 leadership, 6 melee defense, and 6 attack. That's pretty good. Up to 8 with larger intensity if you have a proper unit mixed in. And I guess the intensity is 150 because there's a lord nearby. That's another Pit of Shades on Jade Warriors of Halberds and Jade Warriors of Crossbows. So yeah, she's racked up a lot of value with those 2 Pits of Shades. And that pretty much solidifies the victory at this point. Like, the difference in value is not that big, and Simo is still doing alright. But the control overall of the battlefield really is in the Dark Elven favor. Although, point number 2, that's where the majority of forces is. If Dark Elves want to send reinforcements to point number 2, they've got a long way to go. Cafe has a very short way to go, and they've just summoned Onyx Croman. If it was the Regiment of Renown, they could do some really nasty bombardment. The War Hydra was left alone long enough. Like, the focus on the War Hydra at the very beginning was very, very good. One of them went down pretty quickly, or was routed. But the other one was kind of let go, not finished. And now it has regenerated back to full. There we go, it's at healing cap at the moment. So yeah, it regenerated 75% of its health. And now Dark Riders versus Peasant Horsemen, pretty much equal units, but one of them charged, the other didn't. So we see the result of who wins. But anyway, back to the Jet Lions topic, or Jade Lions and the Moonbirds. I prefer the Lions, obviously, because they stay on the ground and can just be always in the infantry, but the Moonbirds can also come in handy. And if ever a lion is killed, then they can quickly fly in to keep providing the buff, so they can be held in reinforcements. But the Cafe and weakness is kind of what we see here. And Sion brought a lot of ranged units. While it can be a strength, in domination, usually your melee build wins. Because you need to protect those ranged units. And if you can't, and usually you can't, in equal skill, as long as it is a high skill. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, it's domination anyway, right? Who cares? Gonna come at it again. Also, we've got the replay from Grand Final. In shame, I will just Speed it up. It was a good close game until it wasn't. But up to some point it was really, really close and good. Suddenly we're past this point and only now I'm showing the battle. Anyway, back to Grand Cafe and my harmony point.
I knew it.
In general, we've seen that throughout the 2 years of SUNTZU League tournaments. The pure melee will usually win against a mixed between ranged and melee. Because it's just simple math. It just does. It just wins. Nice value there. Very nice value there. Told you. So you can have the biggest strength of Cafe, which is harmony buffs, without the weakness of having to keep the ranged units very close to melee units, and the vulnerability of those ranged units. Iron Hell Gunners, they are short range, so they need to be kept close anyway. And their damage output is really high, like DPS wise. So they're pretty much the only one that can be justified. You brought crossbows. I mean, in a battle I've seen, you didn't. They were pretty good. They were pretty good as well. But then they got mobile with cavalry, which is exactly what I'm talking about. If you have lions, they do decent damage in melee and they still provide the same buffs. And more reliable. Anyway, let's go download the replay. So, as previously teased, Norska versus High Elves. On some map, who cares? Rage. That is pretty much straight up copied from Napoleon. The forest is a little bit different, but it is Syrian. Syrian, not Syrian. Siberian rage. Or something like that. Siberian something. Yeah, pretty much the same hill, just fewer forest. Also fun map. Had some good battles there. But still, grassy flatlands was the king. Okay, so we've got Camp in the Forest by Friends of Archers, 2 of them Loth and Seaguard, with Fireborn Dragon Princes, and Silver Helms to both flanks, one of them shields, and Archmage of Life on a Sun Dragon, I believe it is. No, it's a Moon Dragon. Why is it yellow? And then Sun Dragon is blue. Maybe. But there's a Cold Void, a Chaos Frost Dragon. He's gonna brief on the Horse Archers, dealing a decent amount of damage, killing 8 soldiers. 77 value out of a breath. Maybe not the best, but not the worst. And we have 2 Mammoths. They are big targets, and they will soak up those arrows very nicely. Now we've got Dragon versus Dragon in the air, but Wolfrake has cast his Hunter of Champions, which lowers the stats quite considerably, and that's minus 75% speed. But actually, the mage is still winning, but look at how slow she is. There we go, now the debuffs have worn off. But Cold Void there, it wasn't really the Archmage who dealt that damage, must have been the Horse Archers. I just didn't see that. The Mammoths tried to keep them at bay, but the Mammoths are quite healthy. They're not pushing. So Norska has obviously capped the capture point. Silver Helms are just coming in and charging out. And that's another bullshit in Warhammer, that you can do that. You couldn't really do that in older Total Wars. Maybe in like medieval. But in Arena, that shit just doesn't fly. Like if you charge an infantry unit straight on with cavalry, with no help whatsoever, nothing to hold it in place, nothing to shield your retreat, you're not pulling out as healthy as they do. Well, these princes did get some damage back. Like, they dealt 200, but they also lost almost 200 value. That's more like it. But these guys, they got barely scratched. Yeah, that is so cheesy, so unfair. Poor Marauders, poor Marauders. It shouldn't be like that, it really shouldn't. And some of the Dragonborn princes get a fair balance than the Silver Helms. When like, with this kind of difference in quality, I can understand that. Oh, Pit of Shades and unaware archers still like sort of managing to escape. Like the Pit of Shades isn't sucking them up well enough. But still, quite a lot of damage dealt to them. A decent cast, considering they're quite a big threat. And there's another spell, Make of Misfire Miasma, I can't miss that. And it is also very efficient. Maybe not as efficient as Pit of Shades, but in terms of Winds of Magic efficiency, why not? Well, nice maneuver. So the Cold Voider has landed, forcing the pursuing Archmage of Life to land as well. And here's Hunter of Champions fighting only when that debuff is available. Otherwise, the Cold Voider is gonna get fucked. And Wolfric is coming in, trying to chip in on the duel as well. Maybe the Archmage of Life wouldn't have landed otherwise. Hunter of Champions still active, but Cold Voider is landing any hits because the Frostbite isn't kicking in. And here comes Serfblood, nicely timed between both Dragon Princes and Archmage of Life, so that both of them get healed. But Dragon Princes so far fail to impress, and they're trading down. 800 value lost, 600 value dealt. So yeah, really not that good. And they have gotten Frostbite. So now they're pretty slow, but there's nothing that fast to really keep chasing them. And the Horse Archers, while annoying, have almost run out of ammunition. And having fired all of their ammunition, they just barely paid for themselves. But still, after shooting all of their ammunition, there is still a cavalry unit that can keep charging and generate value that way. And that Dragon's Breath was pretty much entirely missed. So kind of a waste. I mean, Dragon is a good target for a breath, but then again it is mostly like an explosive damage, so single entities don't care that much. But an infantry blob is bound to form sooner or later, which right here could have been used on that, but now that opportunity is gone. But there's still one more breath to be cast. Speaking of casting, that caster is in trouble. He's thinner, so like slightly better melee stats, and I'm not using damage. But still, fighting a dragon is not where it wants to be found. And there's still some Winds of Magic, some spells to be cast, which now won't. Speaking of other casts, what about Wolfric Seafang? There's still one cast left. Could be cast maybe here across 2 units of Spearmen. Hard to find anything better, maybe across these 2 units of Lothran Seaguard, which Dragon is now trying to reach, but I doubt it will. It's charging in. Maybe that will increase his morale slightly. It will deal some damage. It still will fail pretty soon. Wolfric now amongst the Spearmen. It is anti-large. They are anti-large. and he's being focused by the backline archers, which are also running out of ammunition, so being able to shoot all day long as much as they want, because from Norska there's nothing to threaten them, and that dragon is still full HP. Faction. He just didn't bring any really anti-large units other than his own large units, which in this case are not necessarily the best at dealing with that. Pretty nicely lined up breath, but the game just decided not to be accurate enough, I guess. It kind of happens when a unit has lost its cohesion. So maybe like over here would be better, because it was held in place by the cavalry. But going back to our conversation about the points, yeah, 10 minutes or even 6 minutes is long enough for all these range units to use all of their ammunition, and still you would have to wait 3 minutes for the Victorian points. So it definitely needs to be lower, that's for sure. The question is only how much. 5 minutes, 6, 7, something in that range. You know, 7, because 7 is 420. There we go, and it sits nicely in the middle. Not exactly in the middle, but close enough. Poor mammoths, giver of glory by defense and physical resistance. Pretty nice, but not nice enough. But once again, this battle has largely just relied on a mismatch between the two factions. So if Norska has brought a different set of units, like some cavalry maybe, like Murder Horsemen are quite popular, lots of people bring them, especially in domination, and Horse Archers seem to be popular in land battles as well. Norska has that available, has some Warhounds, and from High Elves you're kind of expecting ranged units. The Warhounds would be a good answer as well. Also 1 or 2 units of Javelin Hunters to counter a dragon could be nice, but then they could be countered by the archers. It is a risky pick, so I can see why he didn't bring them. 1 minute left, but this time it's not happening. Wolfric routed. A Warmouth with War Shrine soon to be. And even if it doesn't rout, it will just straight up die. Then they had some healing. The mouse performed quite well. Probably not well enough. Still 9 minutes of holding to the point. Didn't matter in the end. He tried so hard. It got so far. Not far enough. Which brings us to 2-1 for Mrozovoy. Seems like we do have the next replay. So this one came in much faster, so the battle was shorter. Go and see it without delay. Dark Elves vs Beastmen. And Schwarz happen. So we got a Sorceress of Dark on a dragon, judging by the 8000 HP that I managed to spot. And a shit ton of cavalry and just frames of spearmen. Whereas the Beastmen, so yeah, I can see why this battle was faster. The Beastmen have Sentikos with throwing axes of their own. Then they have Korngors, the Butchers of Kalkengrad, and Gore herds with those are Ungor riders with spears and shield. And this is Jabber's Life, is it? Yep, it is Jabber's Life. Well, we'll see how that performs. So it forms the core of the army together with Butchers of Kalkengrad. You got Bray Shaman of Beasts and a Dumble to help them out, I guess. And wow, these Sendigos just got absolutely wrecked by the Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. And that's what I'm talking about. Why do Dark Elves have like high ground? How is this balanced? Somehow high ground here as well, but like this high ground is kind of better. Oh, Supreme Sisters of Dark doing pretty nice damage to the Bray Shaman, but here comes the Jabber's Life. Taking a nice bite out of her as well. But she'll have access to the Soul Stealer. Will she? Yep, there it is. Everybody takes the Soul Stealer because that's the best spell for her. Quite expensive, but really good. There's enough mana to cast it now. And it could be a good time, yep. It's a good time to cast it. And yeah, let the cavalry kiting begin. There are 3 units of spearmen. So the beastmen could go after that or try. Jabber's Life is quite unrelentless. 62 speed, 77 on the dragon after being poisoned. There we go, Jabber's Life now going after the Dread Spears. And the beastmen infantry closing in as well. If they can form a blob of spearmen, that would be pretty good for them, because the cavalry would need to charge it. And if they cannot just roll through, then spearmen can do their job. And his 1 unit of Dark Riders with shields got out, but Korngors and 2 units of Sendigos with throwing axes. But they lack like proper melee cavalry, because the throwing axes do give up some stats for the ability to throw axes, I guess. Are not the regular Sentigors, which are much better. But here we see Ungor Spearman Herd straight up catching out the Dark Riders with crossbows and Cold One Knights. They won't deal much damage, but it's still something, and it disrupts them quite a lot. 1 unit of Dread Spears routed, taken down to half HP. But, well, not themselves, but there was a decent amount of damage being dealt in return, and there's a unit of Ungor Spearmen that is completely eliminated. Nobody bothered to capture the point at all, which the Dark Elves will now do. And Beastmen are trying to keep chase after an almost entirely cavalry army. But here's the corner, and they've kind of taken the wrong turn over here. Because Sendigos with throwing axes charge into Cold One Knights. Cold One Knights obviously are anti-large and armor piercing, so they will do very well against the Sendigors. But there are the supporting units. The Butchers of Kalkengrad are very, very good. So, even though they aren't anti-large, they just have a lot of damage. And Dark Riders are killing that. But the Cold One Knights, we go, they're charging in. They could be just used against Butchers of Kalkengrad. And if Soul Stealer is cast over here against the Butchers, that would be pretty good as well. And there we go, yep. They're gonna suffer some damage from that. And Jabber's Life, maybe quite crucially, hasn't been caught in that. And the Butchers of Kalkengrad will be able to regenerate that damage. Whereas the Jabber's Life wouldn't. And Shaman of Beasts, what spells does it have? Just Flock of Doom. And Spearman Regiment, together with Korngors, who are help the Deers themselves, so also anti-large. And armor piercing. That helps. They've managed to capture the point in the end. And maybe some kind of a pincer maneuver, but it's very difficult to pincer cavalry, but you can definitely pincer the infantry. And if these guys keep together, we'll see. There's still some ammunition on the repeating crossbows, but not much. Well, these guys have much more though. But this one is almost out. But they keep in a blob, so they'll be more difficult to get charged, but that also helps the sorceress to breathe fire on them. Or just bad breath, I guess. Well, the witches are coming in, they're trying to ignore the dread spears and mostly do so. Trying to maybe help out the blob. But are they counting on catching out the dragon? Doombull is diving after her. And there's the Soul Stealer coming in, catching 3 units, 4 even. Well, still very close, but with advantage to Dark Elves. And yeah, it's kind of difficult to see the Beastmen winning. They've had quite a good composition, but yeah, just the mobility advantage of the Dark Elves. The Witches of Kalkingrad, they are healing, but they're not healing very quickly. So if they get focused like they are right now, they're gonna go down. And with the speed available, they won't be let go after that. Well, they are being let go. The Goblin Knights are retreating. Maybe lining up for another charge. Here's another unit of Dark Rise of Shields charging into Corngors. Wasn't very effective, and the Conquest cannot turn on them. The battle is still relatively close, considering the value on the field, so still, every mistake, every outplay still matters and can turn the battle around. There is enough mana for one more Soul Stealer, which is about to become available. There's a Beastman casting. Well, Flock of Doom is just 6 mana, so still plenty left. The Dark Riders with crossbows are running out of ammunition. The Jabber's Life, still a threat. It doesn't have any regeneration. But it has Hour of Madness, which is pretty nice. It needs to be wary of the Cold One Knights. If you can terror out them, that would be pretty good. Which, well, maybe happened. They are quite low. But they managed to get themselves out of there. And here's another Soul Stealer, this time only on the Doombull. The Doombull will go down, but Jabber's Life is coming in, trying to take down the Sorceress. And the AoE Mortis Engine effect does help. But the advantage is pulling away in favor of the Dark Elves. A Soul Stealer, just very, very powerful. 1000 value of healing, just for the Sorceress. And lots of damage dealt as well. Was that like a Flock of Doom cast in the middle of nowhere? You can cast it on a unit, so it follows the unit. But yeah, there we go. Defeat admitted, which means Mirovoy wins tournament 3-1. GG's. And I guess time for us to conclude the tournament with a giveaway for our participants. So, 3 over here. The middle boy will get a DLC of choice, and these 3 people are getting into... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. And here. What? I copied it. Yep. What the f... Okay. Berserk. Hippo. Throne of Heaven. And Glow. Yes, I know he's here. He played in both tournaments, he gets 2 chances. Ash. Exu. And Simo. Okay, so we've got 10. Now we go into random number generator. Yeah, between 1 and 10, perfect. That was there before, so it wasn't the roll. And we roll. And it's 10. And number 10, if I remember correctly, was Ensimo. There we go. There it is. Ensimo is the winner. So this time, as you can see, we did equal chances. So not like based on SUNTZU tickets. SUNTZU tickets are now being used differently. So it's wide enough. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So SUNTZU tickets are now used differently. So you can just use them to purchase different sorts of rewards on our Discord. Mainly considering like content creation and stuff. I don't even remember what I put in there. But go there to SUNTZU, league tickets, shop something, whatever. See what you can spend them on. And have fun with that. Yeah. Since they aren't being used to like influence the odds of the giveaway, they're being used for something different now. So now the giveaways are just equal chances to all participants. And obviously the winners don't participate because, well, they've already won. GG Satoras, you've had 10% chance. I don't know. So did everybody else. And this time it is Anshimo going away with the prize. So, that is going to, I mean, kind of conclude Season 3, because I still have an entire Domination tournament to cast. And I would have done so yesterday, if not for the technical issues. But, as I said, they're fixed. So, I think within the week, I will be able to sit down and comment everything. And yeah, as I said earlier, we'll upload that as a premiere and premiere it next weekend so that people have something to watch on Saturday. Won't be like live interaction with chat because it will be pre-recorded, but I can just sit myself in the chat and answer any questions if anybody comes out to ask them. So yeah, kind of the end of Season 3, but not really the end. But you could see how the other tournament went over here. This one luckily was full and pretty much entirely played out, other than this much which didn't happen. Everything else did happen. So yes, geez, and thank you for showing up to everybody who did. 1 of you, or 3 of you, walk away from the tournament with a DLC. So, go for the next one, because more DLCs will flow. See you there.